Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the morning, guys. Today, we want to have a discussion. We need to learn from our past and stop living in it. The past is permanent, but it's not defining. Don't let your past define who you are now or where you'll be in the future. Learn from your past, stop living in it, and start running towards your future. This is your wake-up call. This morning, we are ready. This is the beginning. This is the start of a new day. It is the continuation of the process that we've all been working on. The growth we've been looking to see, the dedication, the development. We are all headed somewhere. RKS, welcome in, brother. Good morning. Good morning, man. How you feeling this morning? Coming in. Man, you're in here early. Thank you very much for being here. Guys, we are here. We're growing. We're learning. It's exciting to be here. We want to motivate today. We want to encourage. We want to continue to build and continue to grow. I've decided not to join the Navy. What drove that decision? Talk to me. Share a little bit about how you arrived there, Ryan. I know you were talking about it at first, and I believe when we discussed it previously, we just wanted to make sure it was the right thing to do and not just a thing to do. Staying away from comfort and familiarity. There you go. There you go. It is. Now, be ready. You have to embrace the challenge. You've made that decision, and that decision is a strong one and a powerful one. Be prepared to not just stay away from the comfort and the familiarity, but to literally lean into the challenge. Give me just a second. Thank you for your patience, guys. Okay, sweetheart. So we need to make sure, like what you're doing right now, RKS, awesome. Make sure you don't just stay away from the comfort and familiarity, which you say you're doing, but also make sure you're embracing the challenges because you know they're going to come, right? So as you start to move into the next things, the same way you did with your fitness, you have to make a plan. You have to get started. If there's something new that you're learning, there's going to be a process. If you're continuing with what you've done in the past and what you know, now we have to figure out where to apply it. But that's awesome that you made that decision based on what you want from your future versus how to be comfortable, because it's going to continue to help you grow, which is awesome. I was comparing myself to all of my peers that I joined with, put on rank. Okay, I see what you're saying. Ham said, come on, dude. Served 7 years, already thought going back into the Navy be a good choice, but I can't make decisions off of me comparing. I'm continuing with my pursuit to get my commercial driver's license. There you go. What's up, B? Oh, God. So, that's awesome. I like the fact that you're doing that, RKS. Thank you for sharing. I'm proud of you. I'm excited for you. Continue to do your thing. Continue to keep growing. It's interesting the way you're sharing it, because that is literally what this walk and talk, this wake-up call is about this morning. It's about the future. It's about how to learn from and let go of our past. Stop living in it. Stop lamenting it. Stop regretting it. Stop allowing it to define our today. That requires intention, it requires effort, and it requires work. So all three of those words might mean the same thing. I'll have to go back and probably rephrase much of that. Good morning. Thank you very much. Mic'd up gooning. That's what you do. Ham, I'm with me outside at this time. I'm gonna get snatched by Illuminati and disappear forever. Is that what the Illuminati does now? I thought you had to does that mean I'm gonna be initiated into the Illuminati or just consumed by them? You gotta give me more information, Ham. Vicky's, good morning, how you guys doing? Can't move forward if I'm still looking back. So I'm focused on moving forward. Indeed. And that's, so it's interesting the way I like to share it. My little look from the top of the hill, guys. I wanna share this with you really quickly. The way I often describe it is, when you look at a horror movie, everyone who's looking back always dies. Like, none of them survive. The only people who ever survive a horror movie are the people who are not looking at the horror, but they're looking at a way to escape it. They're not looking back, right? Looking back and stumbling over themselves. RKS, I got so much options on the table, I'm trying to make a move. Right, narrow it down, right? You got a lot of things on the table. Options are great, but options can also be overwhelming. Narrow it down. Take your time choosing your option, right? Take your time selecting your path forward, because it takes less time to choose the right path than it does to correct course, right? So if you choose the right path and it's the thing that you're focused on, the thing you want to do, doesn't mean it's the thing that's easy, doesn't mean, oh, this is the thing that I've always been great at. But when you choose the thing that is fulfilling for you and it's part of your purpose, once you do that, when it gets difficult, you'll continue to work through it because you can see where you're going. You can see your purpose inside of it. If you just choose something, right? Like you were saying, if you just choose to do, what do they call it? If you just choose to go back into the military because everybody else you know went back into the military, you're not really choosing. You're just looking at what everybody else is doing and you're like, okay, I'm gonna do that too, right? So take your time, make the right choice, people. Like making the right choice takes time. Not everything that you face is going to be the same, but when we focus on the future and focus on the work we do now, getting us there, we're going to be able to see a lot of results, a lot of benefit, a lot of growth, guys. And so that's what's very encouraging, is to know that no matter what our past is, when we become mature enough to understand we are in control of where we're going, and we're no longer allowing circumstances, situations, the thoughts of others to define, dictate, or set course for our life, to define our behaviors, we become way more powerful. We become a lot stronger. And I mean, it's not even close. So last night I was having a conversation with my daughters, and literally it was a situation where my two younger daughters, two of my younger daughters, my 8-year-old and my 10-year-old, and you guys can see a lot about my family. My wife does run our family page. It's the Baby Birds. You can see there, you can see our interaction in the house, our activities, how we engage with one another, a lot of stuff about the kids. So it's called the Baby Birds. Feel free to go over there, take a look. Oh, there's my wife. Hey guys, that is my loving wife. That's Life. You guys say good morning to my wife. Thank you for being here, my love. But you guys can definitely get a look. But what I was sharing right now is that I'm talking to my daughters last night. And the thing that I'm realized when I'm talking to my daughters is my daughter doesn't understand yet the difference between how she feels and the thing that makes her feel that way, right? And so for many of us, we don't discuss our feelings. We discuss the events that led to us feeling that way. And then we don't really know what the feeling is. Like when we talk about all of those things are things that can lock us down. Those are things that can restrict us. Those are things that can get us caught in the past and get us stuck. We want to make sure that we're not living that way as adults, right? We want to be more in control of our decisions and our actions. Clark, we broke God's laws, but Jesus paid our fine. He did. Thank you, Clark. And transfer the trust from yourself to the Savior. God bless you. God love you. Jesus love you. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for the blessings this morning. I really appreciate that. And it's important as we continue to do this work, to work on ourselves, continue to travel, continue to grow, continue to invest in ourselves, that we have a clear understanding of the difference between living in the past and learning from the past, right? You have to understand that the past is a lesson. It is written in stone. It's permanent. You cannot change it. You can't go back and say, hey, I didn't like how that happened. I'm gonna go back and change it, right? I'm gonna recreate that situation so I can do it again. There's this silly movie where something happens to this kid and someone says something to him and he can't think of anything to say back in the moment. So he's sitting around with his friends and they're talking and blah, blah, blah. And then he comes up, he was like, man, I should have said that. And so he walks around waiting for the moment to arise for the exact same situation to occur again so that he can use that response, right? We can't live like that. We lose too much of our time, too much of our life because we encounter this situation and we're like, man, the next time that happens, I'm gonna do this, right? We have to go away from the next time it happens and looking for how we're going to change the past by having it happen again in our future. And we have to focus on our future. We can't continue to look back and say, hey man, I'm going to change my past. No, you're not. We can't change our past. The past is what it is. We have to learn. We have to live with intention in the present. Hey guys, as you stop in, as always, make sure, let me know where you're checking in from, what time of day it is where you guys are. We're out here on this walk and talk. This is your wake-up call to know that you cannot live in the past. You have to be running to your future. And the thing a lot of us try to do is we try to run away from our past. So do you know the difference between running away from your past and running to the future? Like, can you visualize, can you understand the concept and the aspect of not running away from your past, but intentionally and consistently running to your future? I didn't know this for a long time. I lived through so many experiences where not only did I want to correct the issues of my past, but I believed even things that other people had not seen or other things that people did not know about me, I believed those things defined me. I projected my thoughts, my negative thoughts, and my negative feelings about myself as the visualization that other people had of me. I spent so much time just looking at, oh, well, this happened, and I need to, I need to make up for that, and literally having my past wake me up at night, where it's like, oh, I don't want to do that again. Oh, I wish I could change that. Like I was just living over and over. There's this line. It's kind of a random line from a movie about a coward that dies 1,000 times and the hero only dies once or something like that. But essentially what it's saying is, for the things that you don't address and you feel like you should have done differently, they'll continue to come up. you'll continue to live that moment over and over. And it's like every time you're feeling that pain over and over again, versus just walking into a situation and facing it. And we oftentimes look at this as conflict with others, but really it's not. It's about addressing and developing ourselves. When we realize that in order for us to be successful in any of our endeavors for ourselves, the first person that we have to confront is us. And then we have to confront the behaviors. We have to confront the acceptance. We have to confront the forgiveness. Hey, you need to be able to forgive the 14-year-old you that did something dumb. You need to be able to forgive the you last year who had an opportunity to do something and you didn't. You need to be able to forgive you from yesterday who said, hey, I'm gonna eat better, and you still had a bacon burger dog, right? These are the types of things that we all have to be cognizant of, that it's important for us to understand in order for our development to happen, we have to be involved. We have to be engaged. And that's why I so often say that it is very personal. It has to be personal. It has to be intentional. It has to be tied to you and your goals. It has to be tied to your purpose. And we need to be able to support ourselves, to be able to engage with ourselves. This is a pertinent part of driving and pushing us forward. Guys, right now I want to let you know, I don't believe my chat is working. I'm not sure if you guys are commenting in the chat, but I haven't seen one in a while. So if you are commenting and I'm not responding to it, it's because currently while I'm out here, I am not seeing the chat update. So I do want to apologize if I'm not responding to any of the things that you guys are sharing. Hopefully I can get back into the office later and take a look at some of the things that come up. But I do want to appreciate you all for being here. I want to appreciate you for taking being a part of this wake-up call. Top Gun just said, string keeps freezing up. All right, how many times has that happened, guys? I might have to vary my path. How is it now? Is it doing pretty good? Might have to change my travel path to ensure that we can keep a strong signal during the live. But the conversation today and the focus today and the encouragement and enlightenment that I would like to give today is to just let you guys know it takes a focus on our future to help us to grow and develop. Like I said, in the horror movies, when you've got somebody who says, okay, in order to defeat this issue, we have to do this, 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 and this. And then you have somebody else who says, we have to run. Let's go over there. Let's go where? Why are you going there? Like, sometimes, I'm gonna be completely honest with you in your life. Sometimes you just have to stand and fight, right? Because we want to run over my past. We do something on the job that didn't work out well. We got embarrassed. We don't want to deal with it. Oh, I need to find another job. Maybe I can transfer to a different department. Maybe I can go somewhere else because this happened and now I'm living with it. And every time I come in here, I'm living with it over and over and over again. Okay, got it. Here's the thing. You have an option. You can take that and run away from it, or you can stand up and fight. And you have to fight for yourself. And I'm not saying that fight doesn't lead you to somewhere else. That fight might lead you to a different department. That fight might lead you to a different type of engagement. It may lead you to a different company, but don't let it lead you there because you're running away from what happened. It's part of a leadership for the companies that I've worked with in the past. I've always spoken to people and I've always said to them, hey, listen, I get it, right? I get it that there are things that you may not like about your current situation, your compensation, your schedule. I get it, the things you might not like. And you say you want to leave because you don't like the job. Don't do that. Never leave a job because you don't like it. Leave a job because you found somewhere else to be. And it's not even about the income. It's not even about, is it worth it? It's not about those things. It is honestly about the simple fact, I got to get out the street, guys, so I don't get hit by this car. My wife brought me lights to bring out on my walk and talk. And once again, I have not done so. I'm sorry, sweetheart. I love you. I need to remember to bring those out. There's some dark spaces on this walk. But we have to understand that it's not about running from the bad thing that happened. It's about running to the great thing that's a part of your vision. It's about running to the greatness that you have developed within your thoughts and developed for yourself, and have an understanding of that's where you're going. It took me so long to learn these lessons. It took me so long to internalize and develop myself with these lessons. It is important that we understand that we cannot run away from our past. We must live in the present with intention and understand that our future is what we're running to, right? You know, like it's so empowering when you think about it and you start to internalize it, and then you start to be able to produce it. Like the strength that it gives you and the insight is great. Okay. Don't know what Kickstart is talking about, but thank you for commenting, Kickstart. I appreciate you taking the time to stop in. I'm not sure what I said that elicited that response, but if you can give me some more clarity, I'm willing to look for it. But for us all, guys, like, it's so fun growing and learning about yourself, about your abilities. Like, the best part of superhero movies is like that coming of age portion of it, right? It's like when they figure out that they have a superpower. You know what I'm talking about? It's like when you watch the movies and like they just got hit with the ultraviolet, electric, nuclear, whatever. And now they're waking up into this newfound ability. And they're starting to use it and learn it, and in the process, surprising themselves. This is what growth is like. When you start working and you start growing, I can remember the first time I understood that I was learning something. And I was, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6, don't remember the exact age, but I remember the experience. When I found out that you could spell a number, I was like, wait, because here's the thing, guys, here's how we're taught. We're taught shapes and patterns for a reason, because our numbers and words are shapes and patterns. Right? 1, 2 is 12. 1, 3 is 13. Right? 1 plus 3 is 4. Like, there's shapes and patterns we have to learn. So I remember I'm going through, and then the teacher wrote on the board 7. And I'm like, okay, 7, that's a word. And then she wrote the number 7 next to it. And I was like, wait, are you telling me that group of letters can also represent that number? Oh, dude, you talk about somebody's world changing. I was amazed. I was like, oh my God, what is going on? Like, it was that process. It was like I learned something new in that moment, and I was able to identify. I learned it. Man, I had to go tell everybody. Man, I went home and told my daddy, you can spell numbers. Like, he didn't know. Like, this is something new that was just unveiled to the world. Dude, you can spell numbers? Like, I went to my older brothers. They looking at me like, boy, man, but why is this relevant to us? Why is this pertinent? Because, guys, when we stop living in our past, so when you're young, you don't have a long-term memory, right? You don't have a lot of old memories. So everything is new. And so your brain is excited to learn new things. And then as we grow, we start to have experiences that we hold on to, that we think about, that become long-term. And now we stop learning and we start focusing on these things that have happened to us in the past. We have to be able to grow from there. We have to learn that learning is the process of living. Get excited about uncovering your superpower. Understand that in order for you to truly live in it and truly appreciate it and make the most of it, that you must engage with it. And that's our other channel, guys, right there. If you look at Baby Bird in the chat, you want to get familiar with our family channel. Like I said, my wife runs that channel. It's great content on there. Please stop past, like, subscribe, share. Get an insight directly into how I'm living the things that I'm talking about here, how we're living it. Master said, let's have a debate about this. Master debate. I'm not sure there is one, but sure. Master debate, give it a shot. Let me see what you have to say. Kim, it is. We have antennas planted in us like, okay, you know what, Kickstart? I want you to enjoy the rest of your day. So, you do your thing, Kickstart. You keep reading my mind, and I'm gonna try to stay focused on this conversation. That's not a particular focus that I'm very good at. KBC Hustle, thank you very much, KBC Hustle and Drive. Please like, comment, and subscribe, guys. So here's the thing, guys. Here's what I'm sharing. The last chair bender, I just get out here. Are you past 80? Come on, dude. Why would you say that to me? This stream this morning is about positivity, as always. But today we're talking about the difference between running to your future and running from your past. If you go back, you can see at the beginning some of the things we saw. Also, all of my lives post immediately after it's off, so that you can also go to it, and when I finish up, you can just go to it and watch it. So that's what it's about. Who is that? Perfective, right? So you had any questions, comments, anything you want to share? Ploop? Okay. Anything you want to share? I don't want to butcher your name. Please feel free to do so. I encourage that, guys. It is exciting when you start looking at coming of age in yourself, when you start to unlock your own superpowers, when you start to figure out that you have abilities that you don't know you have yet, that you can learn skills that you didn't have before, that you can grow and develop in a way that allows for you to take control of the direction of your life. It's just a matter of doing the work, right? It's a matter of getting out there and taking control of it. This is one of the reasons I always say, hey, start with fitness. You don't need anybody. You don't need anything. If you really want to take control of your life, how you're living, what you're doing, how you're progressing, and like really be able to identify, this is what I put in and this is what I'm getting out, Start with fitness. Start there. Diego, thanks for stopping in. And the reason I say start with fitness is this. If you start with fitness, you can give yourself any goal and then stretch it. Because remember, everything takes discipline. Starts with repetition. You got to be patient because it's not going to happen immediately. You need to set achievable goals and work towards them. Then you have to develop consistency. Consistency is how you have a plan where you grow over time, and then you have to persevere. You have to get through the times when there's difficulty. You have to fight through the challenges and the times where it doesn't seem like it's working, and you have to make changes and you have to learn more. But that's how you develop. That's how you grow. Perfecta, gotcha. I don't think much of the past. I plan ahead always and look toward. Reflecting on the past is important, but the self-pity people have is sad. No problem, Andrew, you're welcome. Perfective. True, I agree, right? I agree, like we have to be able to look at our past to learn the lessons, right? Like, that's what studying is. I had my younger son who is so much like me. Oh, he's like, that's the child that me and my wife look at and is like, man, like that's us. Like that is like the things that he does. I'm like, yeah, that's for me. And then he'll do something else and my wife would be like, yeah, that's for me. Like, oh, great kid. But I'm telling him, like, you need to go to, I remember having a conversation where I'm saying, you have to go to school and take notes. And he was like, I don't understand. I'm like, you have to go to school and take notes. And the reason you need to take notes is so you can use them to study. So a little insight into my son is he has an attention deficit issue, but it is that he can do things, he can learn things by doing them. But you try to talk to him about something and tell him, he'll be like, ah. Like he will get physically frustrated in front of you, like, yeah. Like he's like, look, just tell me what you need me to do. Like, just give it to me and then let me know when I need to be done. And so he learns by doing. So I told him to take notes. He was like, notes? I said, yeah, so you can study. He's like, how do you study? Because his process of learning is not through reading, it's through doing. I do it, I get it right. I do it again, I lock it in, right? That's how I learn. I do it until I know it. They're like, no, you have to be able to go back and study. And he's like, what is studying? And so I remember a couple of years back, we went to a teacher conference with one of his teachers, and my son does work. Like he passes, like everything that he does, he passes. And so the teacher's like, hey, you're failing this class. He says to her, listen, this is what they tell us. The teacher tells us, he looks at me with a straight face and says, no, I'm not. And I'm like, no, Oluropo, you're failing the class. Like you have these, he's like, I can't be failing. All I do is make A's. He was like, all I do is make A's. My whole time in school, it's been A's and B's. That's all I do. And the teacher is like trying to figure out, how is it possible that I'm telling him that he's failing and he's telling me he's not? Teacher pulled out. She says, you don't have this assignment. You didn't turn in this assignment. This was from homework. This thing wasn't done. This thing wasn't done. He's like, yeah, but all I do is make A's. I pass everything I do. What this is, in my son, is the ability to learn the thing and do it, but not understand that there are other things that are supposed to go with. So, I'm sorry, I got caught up in telling that story about my son. It was so funny. I'm trying to remember what the tie-in was to it. But I believe the tie-in that I was trying to make at this point is to understand that when we start talking about development, we start talking about growth, I don't know. I forgot it, guys. I'm sorry. I just thought that was a funny story. I want to apologize for getting so far off topic. But when my son told the teacher, no, all I do is make A's. Like that doesn't, like on all of his tests, makes A's. Homework, not doing that. Like studying, he's like, studying doesn't make sense. You go out and you do it. So I think that was kind of the point I was trying to make, is that my son kind of has this thing where he doesn't study, and study is learning from the past. That's what it was. Got it. Took me a second. That's the point that I was trying to make, is yes, we do not live in the past, but we learn from it. We have to be able to take the things that have been given to us, the things that we've experienced, and we need to be able to look at them and learn from them so that we grow. So we study the past in as much as to identify what's happened, how it happened, why it's happening, and to grow from it. Got it, guys. That took me a moment to get back to. Manifest those A's. My son is so good. He's so funny. Joey, thanks for stopping in. Tim, hands on, yo. Okay. Only way to learn is to do something. TBH, I still don't know what that one means. Use it or lose it. Joey says, please don't be too loud. People are sleeping. I'm waking people up, Joey. That's the whole purpose. All pattern recognition and muscle memory. That's how he learns. Exactly, Perfective. So now here's the thing, guys. The reason I shared that is because, yes, we do need to study. All right, to be honest. Got you. Thank you for sharing that. Listen, dude, I'm old. I'm gonna share something else with you guys. This is a little off topic, but TBH is to be honest. Why when my sons put AFK into chats, why I kick in the door, I'm like, what does this say? What are y'all cursing about? And they were like, there's no curse words. I'm like, yes it is. What is it saying? What? And they were like, no, Dad, it just means away from keyboard. I was like, oh, all right. Y'all have a good day. Dude, listen, I'm learning. I'm old. I'm learning this language as I go, dude. But what I'm sharing with you guys is this. The past is relevant in developing a insight and an understanding of our future. Our present is important is because where we make the impact is in this moment. Where we make the growth, we make the change, where we are most rewarded is in the moment. And then when you can do something in the moment, and then you get to the end, I talk about sports a lot. I talk about fitness a lot because they require for you to track stuff. And so, as a young man playing sports, we would practice things, right? We would practice blocking, we would practice plays, we would practice, you practice, and they say, hey, when we see this, we're gonna do this. And it's like, okay, we see this, we're gonna do this. And you practice for weeks, months getting ready for the season. And then you get into the game and you're playing and you don't use it in the first game. You don't get it quite right in the second game. But in the third game, this thing starts working. And I mean, it's working over and over. And then you can think back to when you were learning it, when you were repeating it in repetition, where you were being patient as you had to figure out the foot placement and the handwork, while you were being consistent and showing up and doing the work on a regular basis, when you were persevering because there were moments when you didn't get it quite right, and you were chastised, or you didn't feel good about it, or you went home with a bad taste in your mouth. Like, these things are a part of your discipline and your growth. Discipline, you can implement it on your own, but when you do that, and then you start seeing the results of that, and you like, man, I remember back when. Like, I remember when I couldn't get my feet in the right place. I remember when I first started learning this and I couldn't get my hips in the right place. And now you're starting to understand, and that's what I mean, is that's the coming of age thing. That's the realizing what I'm capable of thing. That's very powerful for human beings. Perfective. What you think of people stuck on the past always mentioning it, believing their glory days are behind them, while I think of my glory days are ahead of me. I end up distancing myself from them. Sometimes that ends up what's happening. What do I think about the people specifically? I think oftentimes we have to work on our mindset. Mindset's a huge thing, Perfective. And the reason mindset is such a big thing is because our mindset drives how we view, see, and live things, how we respond to them, how we speak to them. And so if we're constantly looking at the past and we're talking about the past, whether we're celebrating past victories or lamenting past losses, if we're living there, then that's where we live. Like, I don't really have a thought about it. It's just an acceptance that, hey, that's your mindset. That's where you are, right? Now, I don't distance myself from them by saying, hey, I'm not going to talk to you anymore. I can't be around you anymore. We end up getting distance between us because I'm just walking a different walk. I'm just going somewhere else, right? You're still living in the past. And so my older brother was telling me, so we have same dad, different mothers. He was telling me that when he was growing up in high school, they had this one friend whose house they would go over because his mom worked all the time. He had a room in the basement, like the whole basement was his room. They would all go over, hang out, drink, smoke weed, whatever it is they're gonna do. That's what they would go do at his house. And so graduate high school, everybody goes off to do different things. People go to college, people move away, you know, so he's gone, but mom stays where she is. She still lives in DC. So everything is going on. Ultimately, he goes over there one time to visit his mom and he sees his friend. Hasn't seen him in many, many years. 50 something by this point, right? So he sees his friend and he's like, hey man, what's up? His friend was like, hey man, what's good? They start chatting for a little while. And then his friend says, hey, man, when you get a chance, come on over and see me at the house. And so my brother is just assuming, he's like, oh, he must have, you know, bought the house, moved in, he's taking care of his mom as she gets older. And like, that's really cool. And then he goes over and the dude starts doing what they did when they were 18. Rolls up a joint, like, hey, you want to hit it? My brother's like, nah, I'm good. I'm 50. So a little like, not like, I'm not saying I'm against it, but I'm just saying, nah, that's not like, dude's like, oh man, let me tell you. And so he starts talking about old times. Again, my brother comes to a realization, he is living where he was then. That is his high mark. It's not that you take an intentional step to move away from people. It's not what it is. It's simply you keep walking your walk. You keep traveling your journey. And most of the time, the distance simply becomes you're not traveling the same path. You're not doing the same thing. He also went to school and was in a fraternity with a guy who played on The Tonight Show, right? In Los Angeles. He was like, yeah, I went to school with that guy. He was in my fraternity. And he looks at him and he's like, yeah, man, that guy's really good. And he started talking about music stuff that I can't do. But that's not where my brother is. And so him and this guy who are friends don't see each other much. They don't come across each other much. Not because either one of them decided, hey, we don't want to see each other. They're just traveling different paths. That is important. And the reason that's important, guys, is because once we realize that it's okay to travel your path, and it doesn't mean that you're leaving people behind. It doesn't mean that you don't love people. It simply means I'm traveling this path. We're traveling two different paths. We're not going to end up in the same place. We're not going to see each other in the same places as much. And this is what I mean about learning from the past and not lamenting it, right? Perfective says, I just love from a distance. Not cut off, but just let them figure it out and see if we realign down the line. Always good to see the progress when it happens. It's awesome to see, right? There are these videos, oh, you need to disappear for 3 months, come back and look like, I'm like, dude, come on. Oh, shut up, that's stupid. You don't disappear for 3 months, you're just doing something different. When you change your path, why would you come back? Dude, my wife will tell you that was so much a part of my life years ago. Oh my God. What? I was always about showing back up. I step out, I'm like, yo, I got this, check out this new car I got. I went somewhere else and I did something and I come back through with this new car. And it's like, why are you coming back here? What? And I would do it always. And my wife would be like, what are you doing? I'm like, nah, I just want to see where they at. No, you're trying to show where you are. Why are you looking at them? Why are you living for them? What are you getting from it? I used to live there. You don't disappear so you can come back and show somebody how much you've grown. You choose your path and you live it. And the only time you disappear is because people say, I don't want to be where you are. I don't want to join you on it, right? And then when people, oh my goodness, when people start making money, when they start making money and then everybody else is like, and you always see it in these shows, and it's normally about some basketball player or some football player who's got a whole bunch of friends who were always down for him, and now he's taking care of all of them, all this blah, blah, blah. Listen, dude, cool, but you gotta grow. We're not 19 anymore. I've grown, I'm doing different things. You can't keep thinking you're gonna be the 19-year-old version of yourself around the 35-year-old version of me. That's the growth. That's the development. That's the moving on from the past, right? It's fine to give people love. It's great to give people opportunities when you can. It's awesome to reach out and let people know, hey, I care about you, I'm there for you. But nah, I can't do this for you. Like, you can do it. I believe you can. And I believe I can help you get it done, but I can't do it for you. And that's where so many of us miss out, is the belief or the desire for someone to do it for us. Let me go back. First says, I love from a distance, indeed. Stay says, this is a Matthew McConaughey speech. That would be awesome. Me and Matthew just walking around, giving out advice. Dustin said, what are you doing that you are getting crowns in heaven? Living, man, every day, every step. Thank you, particular. 17 says black people are black people, exclamation point. All right, 17. Cows don't eat. All right, listen. I'm not even sure where you're at right now, 17. Perfective says disappearing and coming back is living for the sake of others and not yourself. Exactly, a lesson I had to learn, right? Perfective says, thanks for the correction. Oh, because about sake versus sake. Okay. Wish we could edit, right? You have to delete it and retype a new one. Stanford says, geez, this guy can speak. I wonder if he speaks in his sleep. Sometimes, dude, listen, sometimes my wife asks me questions in my sleep. I'm like, what? What are you doing? But look, guys, here's the thing. When we think about truly taking action in the present, pursuing our future, and understand that we're learning from the past, it doesn't matter how good your past was. It doesn't matter how bad your past was. It was an experience that allowed for you to learn. When you can accelerate your personal growth through understanding that there is still growing and learning for you to do, it can completely change your outlook on life. It changes your mindset. I mean, there are so many things that I had to learn to let go of. that I had to understand felt good at the moment, but were not rewarding in the future. Things that look good to other people, or so I thought, but did not truly invest in my own growth, in my own development. I ain't even gonna tell you how much debt I was in. Keep coming back up, because listen, I don't share this story much. I've shared this story with my wife before. I'm the only drug dealer I know who lost money. I tried to sell drugs when I was young, man. I went out and I bought some drugs off a guy. He said, you go down there, you stand it, right? Because I had a little job, so I took my little paycheck. He said, you go down there, you stand there, you sell it, right? Paid $150 for it. I was supposed to make, I don't know, close to $300, something like that. Hey man, you can double it. I'm like, cool, I'm gonna go out here and do this. Man, I don't know how I ended up owing $75 to the people to the people who were buying it from me. I was the worst drug dealer of all times. I'm like, dude, I'm not doing this. Ain't no way in the world. Like, this is not my thing. Dude, I'm telling you this because when I look back at that in my past, I can see that's a part of what made me want to go get something and come back and show people. Because there were people who was like, dude, you were bad at this. I'm like, I don't need to sell drugs. I'll show you. I'm gonna go get a car. So I go work, get my credit score up. Credit score is good. There's a lot of things I can do with it. I can take out a loan. I can buy a house. I can start a business. I can do a lot of things with this credit score. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go get this car. And then I'm gonna ride back so they can see me in this car. And now I'm not showing up at work. I'm not paying my loan on time. I'm not maintaining car insurance. I'm taking it into neighborhoods where I'm destroying the vehicle. I'm not maintaining the vehicle. And so now I have to pay out of pocket to take care of it. All of these things, what? I just dug myself a hole because I'm trying to show somebody else that I can live a certain way that I don't know how to live. Right? So what am I doing? I'm living, like Perfective just said, I'm living for somebody else's sake, right? I'm living for someone else's sake. I'm living so that somebody else can be happy about what I'm doing, and they don't care. We've got to learn to live our lives. We have to learn from the past. Stop living in it, good or bad, it doesn't matter. If your past was good, your future is great. If your past was bad, your future is great. It is all on the present. It's on what we're doing now. We can't run away from the past. Don't disappear for 60 days and pop back up. You can't run away from it. You have to live in the present to grow your future. It requires that. Sailor said, good spirit, dude. Stafford says, geez. Oh, that was from earlier. Thank you again, Stafford. Pansy says, greetings. Watching from Barbados. Thank you, Barbados, for checking in. Kickstarter, I like seeing shiny things. As do I. Phoenix said, yo, Phoenix, what's up? Thank you guys for being here. I don't think I've mentioned today that today is the 1st of October. It is Wednesday. The year is 2025. I'm coming to you guys live from the East Coast of the United States. It is now 5:24 in the morning. I appreciate everyone being here. I appreciate you guys sharing and stopping in. It is always great to be able to take this time and these opportunities to take these walks. I started this in the morning because I needed to find clarity. I needed to start understanding that the work I needed to do on me had to be intentional. Okay, guys? I started my little YouTube channel. All I was doing like remixes and stuff. And then I said, okay, I'm thinking about my day. I'm thinking about the lessons. I'm thinking about the things that are important. I'm thinking about finding a place to start in my life, start my day with structure and intention. And as I started to do that, I got to a point where I was like, okay, well, let me just go on a walk. Let me take people with me on the walk. Guys, when I explain to you and when I share with you that my experience here, it gives me a great way to start my day, to make sure that I have found myself in my foundation and in the place I need to be to work towards my purpose. That I have taken the time to start my day with intention. Because there was so much of my life, and this is how I know it happens for people, because I've seen it happen and I've lived it myself. There was so much of my life where when I had to go to work, I got up for work. And when I didn't have to go to work, I didn't get up. I'd sleep all day because I wasn't important to me. My growth wasn't important to me. I wasn't always that way. I was younger, I was up. I have to take care of me. I'm important. I don't care if I'm working out. I don't care if I'm studying. It doesn't matter. I'm getting up. It doesn't matter what anybody else says they need from me today. I need me in my life today. And I'm watching as people around me, people I've known, and as myself, I get lost. And then I get this I play this thing. I'm sorry if I get his name wrong. I'm going to say it's Jim Rome. Maybe it's John Rome. Dang it, is it James? Okay, it's Rome. He has this quote where he says, never work harder on your job than you do on yourself. And I heard this years ago and I couldn't figure it out. And I'm like, what do you mean? Never work harder on your job than you do on yourself. And then it started to come to me. It simply means in order for you to truly be invested in anything in your life, you need to invest in yourself. You need to take the time to work on you. You need to take the time to stop, focus on your development, focus on your growth, focus on you mattering to you. Because if your expectation is that someone else will care about you, someone else will value you, you have to care and you have to value you first. That's how it has to start. We look at so many things outside of us and we say, okay, well, that thing has value. I'm willing to pay for that because it has value. It has purpose. It has reason. But then we turn around and we look at ourselves and we don't see ourselves the same way. Before I became a personal trainer, and I've shared this story over and over again, I used to work out in the gym and people would come in. Thank you very much. Osiris. Thank you, Jim Rome. So true. We have to, thank you very much for that. Is that Vanessa? Thank you. So we have to learn to value ourselves. And as I said, as a young personal trainer, before I started doing it, I would just go to the gym and work out and people would say, hey, can I work out with you? I'm like, sure, man, you can join me. I give them the time. Sometimes they show up, sometimes they wouldn't. I sit around and I wait, mess up my time. I get off my rhythm and, I'm suffering. Old head comes to me and he's like, yo, they don't respect you and they don't respect your workout because you're not making them. Like you don't think what you have is valuable. And if you don't think it's valuable, they don't think it's valuable. Like your time. I'm not talking about my skill. I'm not talking about my workout. My time at that point has no value. Because I just say, hey, come join me. I might be here at 6. Give them the time to come. And this is before cell phones. Oh my God, you had to ask to borrow the phone at the gym and hope they at home and like maybe a little bit in the pagers, but yeah. So you had to have these conversations, but people didn't respect my time because I didn't value and respect my time. And so as soon as I started to charge, I'm like, hey, it's $50 a session, 25 up front, the other 25 after the session, no refunds. This is how much time you get. Things changed. I changed. People started to show up when they say they were going to show up. People started to understand you're not getting your money back. And it changed because I valued me. I placed a value on myself and what I was capable of doing and the value that my time had, because I was working on myself. Going to the gym was not working on my job. It was working on me. It was the focus that I had on me. And so people, when I tell you, work on yourself, and then you can demand your value. Don't go in your job trying to figure out the best way to do what the job needs you to do. Figure out how to be the best version of yourself. And then whatever it is you're doing, wherever you're doing it, for whoever you're doing it for, will all come together. You'll be in complete control of it. And this only happens if we learn from our past, focus with intent on our present, and run towards our future. Kickstart said they undermined you. Ocean, I think it was Kid Cudi said he was in a plane when they were talking about putting oxygen on, but put yours first. And he says that's when he realized you can't help anyone until you help yourself. Indeed. I just talked about that yesterday in terms of my wife as an example of what it means to be dedicated and committed to something. And so when you start telling people, or when you start understanding the best way you can help someone else is by helping yourself, then you have to start working from the appropriate perspective. You have to start using the appropriate mindset and the appropriate engagement. You have to start seeing yourself correctly, guys. And it's driven by discipline. It's driven by discipline. It is a remarkable thing to be able to use discipline to see yourself grow. The coming of age. Oh, it's a beautiful thing, man. To be good at something and know you're good at it, right? This is why we marvel at superstar athletes. Not just good athletes, not just people who can play a sport or something very well. This is why people like Tom Brady, Michael Jordan, Babe Ruth, Sandy Koufax. This is why athletes of that, Wayne Gretzky, this is what sets them apart. It's because when we watch them at their peak, in their greatness, we realize they know they can do that. Messi, Ronaldo, like they've practiced and they've worked so much on themselves. Not just at learning to play football, but learning to play patience, learning discipline, learning how to be focused, learning like these things that you have to develop individually and before you can apply them to anything else. The reason we love watching it, the reason we love talking about it, the reason it can so easily become a distraction is because when people do things at the top of their level, at the top of their game, it is mesmerizing. It is inspirational. It is an understanding that when we look at this person, they know they can do that. They know they can do that. That's why tricks are more enjoyed than games. Like watching Messi or Ronaldo like move a ball around and make it bounce and spin and curve. You're like, oh, dude, that's sick. Yeah, it is. Because they're at the peak of that. They are the best in that space at doing that. It's the same thing when it comes to growing for us. When it comes to development for us, we need to learn to appreciate our work, our effort, our time, what we put in, how it impacts us, and how we grow. We need to appreciate it, we need to focus on it, we need to invest in it, and we need to continue to grow. Felix said, this reminds me of the fresh cut spring flowers. Okay. Thank you, Felix. The Bears. Okay, the Bears, thanks for stopping in and commenting. Guys, today's walk and talk is very simple. This wake-up call this morning is a simple focus on doing what you need to do. Not running from your past, but running to your future. Understand the work that you put in right now is learning from the lessons of the past and planning for your future. Stay committed, intentional, and dedicated. Use discipline. 4 pillars to discipline, guys. Repetition, patience, consistency, and perseverance. As you develop these pillars and you work towards anything, if you work towards anything to achieve mastery, you're guaranteed to see success along the way. It's a guarantee. Because as you work towards mastery, when you grow, you gain and you grow more. Guys, I want to thank everybody for being here this morning. It's been a great walk and talk. I appreciate the time you guys have shared. I appreciate the investment. Everybody, please, if you haven't done so yet, take a moment, double tap the screen, hit that like button, visit the channel, like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to stop in and visit the baby birds so you can get a direct look into our life, even see some of my birthday celebration with my wife when we went away. It's great to have you guys here. I want to thank you again for taking the time to stop in. I'm gonna head back in. I gotta get the kids up, start getting them ready for school. I appreciate you guys again. I hope to see you guys again more. Also, we're not yet monetized, but we're very close. So continue to show up, continue to support. And when we get monetized, we're gonna have more ways to be able to share, encourage, help develop, and help grow. Thank you, gratitude to you too as well, LT. So guys, as always, I wanna let you know, keep showing up, keep blowing up, keep growing up. Until next time, you guys have a great Wednesday. God bless. Oh, and a great October too.